What is up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to another
Welcome to the Super Bowl party.
live episode
Super Bowl
of the
party.
Fanboy Show. It is officially party time.
It's party time, baby. This is going to be a good episode.
Well,
mainly because I'm in a good mood because, Chiefs are Super Bowl champions. Yeah, that's right, baby. Love it. Yesterday was stressful.
Luke and I's heart rates were both up pretty high.
Yes.
So,
I'm going to have to take the Apple Watch off for the next game so I don't... I even got the notification, your
are you...
physical whatever is
Yeah.
different than it usually is right now. It's like, shut up. I'm just watching football, Apple.
I know it.
Just keep tracking my information.
Just
you don't need to tell me about it.
Keep trying to sell me Apple Music at the halftime show.
I have Apple Music.
Okay.
Hot take: Apple Music's better than Spotify.
All right. A fine take. I don't agree with it, but
they pay the artists more.
It's a fine take. That's good. That's true.
So if you're gonna listen to indie artists, listen to it on Apple Music because they'll get paid more.
There you go. Perfect. Or you just buy their albums, support them that way.
Do both.
Why not both?
What I do for Blu-rays, I buy the Blu-ray and then it's like, oh, it's on Netflix, I'll just watch it there.
Right.
Unless I really care about it. Like I'm watching Interstellar 4K.
Oh, yeah.
Not streaming that.
Don't stream that. Yeah.
Dude, I'm not streaming that.
The only time I'll stream something like that is if I'm laying down and I'm expecting to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Because then it just, it'll just turn off and I'm not using my discs.
And sometimes you're just watching it to pass the time. You can pause it and we'll remember where you're at.
Yeah.
You can just resume it later.
Yeah. It's nice. Tyler, thoughts on the Super Bowl?
It was a good game. There's a microphone that I'm supposed to use for this. I'm just over here prepping my notes because I'm always prepared.
Notes.
No, it was a good game. I had a lot of fun watching it. It was really nice, being right down the middle. Didn't really care who won.
Just wanted a good game.
Yeah, I just was hoping to see some good football, and honestly, both defenses were flying around, which was awesome. We got to see, a classic Mahomes moment, which was great.
And may I just add, it was so nice to have a game that wasn't surrounded by controversy.
No, the refs were great.
Yeah.
I felt like every penalty that was called was a good call. I think the ones they let go were fine. I think they were letting a lot go both ways, which was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was great. I loved it. I had a blast. The only sad part for me, I guess, watching Greenlaw blow his Achilles.
That
sucked.
He was playing unbelievably well too at that point. He was going bananas. I was like, man, he is everywhere. And then you could see him when he did it. I mean, he's just fired up to get back out there and just boom. And I saw it happen. I was like, that's gone. I didn't even need to see the replay.
Yeah.
You can always tell because every single person does the same thing. Go through and watch Durant do his. Go watch, any player in the NFL this year do theirs. And they all do the same thing.
The little hop and down grab as
they always look at it, and then they start feeling their calf. Oh, what is that? Why is it not? Because if you've been watching the show, I blew my Achilles out the end of 2022. You just lose your ability to contract your calf muscle, which is a very, very odd feeling.
Yeah.
Also, if you watch that clip, Fred Warner heard it.
Oh.
Because he turns around and you see him do this, he knew immediately, what it was. It's loud. It's a loud sound. It's if you want to hear what it sounds like, kick the bottom of one of your shoes. That's what it sounds like.
Oh.
If you have a hard plated shoe and you kick it, that's what it sounds like. It's very loud.
Interesting. Huh.
But yeah, no, it was a great game. I had a lot of fun watching it. Sucks that football's done for a while, but
until March,
yeah, the DC Defenders, baby. Let's go.
I need to figure out what team I'm rooting for.
Jump on the Defenders train with me. They have the beer snake. It's hilarious. The XFL tried to ban it.
I might try and choose more local.
The XFL.
I think St. Louis has a team.
lost.
St. Louis has the Battlehawks.
Oh, that's not bad.
That's a cool team name.
Battlehawks.
Yeah.
I do look.
They're usually pretty good too.
I do really appreciate like AAA. I say
Minor league.
minor league
naming conventions.
So
good.
across all sports.
So good.
Phenomenal.
Yeah. No, it's one of the best. Like
Yeah.
one of my favorite things. Best team name. Montgomery Biscuits. Their hats are awesome. Highly recommend.
Wasn't it's USFL and
USFL, yeah.
but it's the XFL and
Or I guess it's the UFL now, yeah.
and the USFL joined to make the UFL.
Yeah, the United Football League, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah,
I'll
looking
have
forward to
I'll have
that.
to research the teams, figure out which one maybe I'll just roll D20.
There you go.
Oh, why not?
Or D8. I think there's only 8 teams.
It's only 8 teams.
Mm-hmm.
So it was 4 teams joining 4 teams.
They took it was 2 8-team leagues, and they took 4 from each.
Oh.
It's kind of what they did because it's expensive to run, so it doesn't have the revenue stream of
No, that makes sense.
every other big sporting thing. So
Can't
they're
have 32 teams.
right.
Okay.
I think they'll expand if they can make some money, but they got the work cut out for them.
Yeah.
Spring football's hard.
Yep.
It's a hard thing to sell, but I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to watch more. The DC team was able to retain their head coach, which is awesome. They were very good last year. They have a former commander on their team, Kelvin Harmon, who just had a really bad injury luck in the NFL. We drafted him out of NC State. I'm really excited to see him get a shot and be back still in DC, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I follow this closer than probably most people we know.
I was gonna say.
I
Yeah,
love.
I wasn't aware you followed this.
Yeah.
This
Football.
close.
I
but
just
it's great.
I just
It's
love
great.
football, man. I can't get enough of it. So
I guess well for me it's like full on basketball.
yeah,
Like we got March Madness coming up,
Yep.
which is the only part of college basketball I really like, and
the NBA
closing
maybe.
of the NBA season, baby.
Yeah.
I
gonna be
really
awesome.
appreciate how we can bridge nerd culture and sports culture.
They're the exact same.
They're just
they're
you're
the
just focused
exact
on 2
same.
different things.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, for sure.
One you're screaming about Iron Man's different suits, and one you're screaming about who's
making
got
what
the
plays.
best ERA or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing too. Baseball season's kicking up
Yeah.
for me, which is really fun to be an Orioles fan right now. So, pitchers and catchers report this week for spring training.
I'm
so.
glad you have something.
I do. Yeah. At least the Orioles are good.
least the
right?
Orioles are
Like
good.
I think it was you had texted the other day. You're like, man, I really hope one of your teams is good soon.
I can't take it when all your teams are bad.
Dude, the O's were
You're
good
in this
last year.
like secret depression.
When it comes
Probably
to my
only your close friends can see.
when it comes to sports fans, sports teams, yeah, man, it's been rough. But yeah, no, the Orioles were good last year. They're just young, man, a bunch of young kids.
I'm expecting the Royals to still suck, so it'll be okay.
Hey, but they made their biggest financial move in franchise history, so
Cool.
it's kind of cool. Signed
I'm-
Bobby Witt to a
I'm good with it.
$288 million contract.
Kansas City has a
Right.
good history of juniors
Yeah,
leading their teams.
maybe Bobby Witt's the one.
Technically, he doesn't say junior on his jersey, but he is.
Yeah.
But no, for me, it's March Madness, NBA, Olympics.
Yep.
Let's go!
Olympics.
For
is
me,
Love
it's,
Olympics.
it's the UFL, Baltimore Orioles. I would say the Wizards around this time, but it's it's been some bad years here. It's pretty lean right now as a Wizards fan. Yeah,
Time heals
Waiting for the
all
draft
wounds.
for that one.
yeah. Wait to see what they do. Very excited for the Commanders off season though.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that too.
Good
Second
deal.
pick?
We have
Third
number
pick.
2 overall. Yeah,
Second.
number 2
All right.
for now.
Good luck. I hope
Yeah.
they make you happy.
Yeah, we'll see. We don't have to unpack that here.
That's fair.
Maybe we'll do a football specific show one day.
I love it. We'll just have a little spinoff.
There you
one-off
go.
episode. Yeah. So speaking of football, we did obviously Super Bowl was last night, and we get lots of trailers and commercials, but we're gonna talk more about the trailers and things. Some of these were released a little earlier in the week, and they just had like a little 30-second spot to kind of highlight the trailer. But Luke over there is our master of trailers and all things statistics. What do you got for us?
Inside Out 2.
Inside Out 2.
Think it looks pretty good.
Not as excited as I thought I would be about it. I don't know why yet.
I mean, honestly, that was me for the first one too.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this looks cool. Looks like it'll be good. May get my emotions, no pun intended, going. And I feel like this could be the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until I really know what all the added emotions are.
We're getting, it's 5, right?
Yeah,
5
anxiety and probably depression is one of them.
Probably.
Yeah. Thumbs up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I like the first one. If they go back to that well, I'll like the second one.
Yeah, for sure.
I do wonder, because I have not watched the first one since having a kid, how that would change my viewing experience for it.
It's gonna wreck you, I bet.
Yeah.
You little softy.
So, yeah. So I'm a little nervous about that part.
Having a kid changed you.
It did. It did. Having
It's
a
not a
kid
bad
is
thing.
emotionally irresponsible.
Cool.
Will it affect me different now that I'm an uncle?
Maybe.
Maybe. Probably not.
Cold and dead inside. The next one I have, this one was a surprise. Moana 2 had a teaser and was announced.
Yeah, Disney had not an earnings call.
I don't know
or
what
a
it was. They
shareholder
announced a bunch of
update
stuff.
type of thing. So
Yeah.
they announced a
D20
couple of.
2.
No, definitely wasn't an announcement thing. But yeah, so this was the. First off, the teaser was fine.
Love the music.
Yeah, the story behind this movie though really concerns me
Yeah.
because this was originally going to be a Disney Plus
Yeah.
show that they're recutting into a film, and apparently was not recorded with the two, like Dwayne The Rock Johnson and why can't I remember her name?
Ali Cravalho or whatever.
Yeah,
Nailed it.
the gal who plays Moana. And so apparently they're bringing them in. Supposedly now they're bringing them in to re-record those lines
Over the animation.
that's already been made. It's just very.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's scary to me.
Yeah,
Good
like
luck.
I am fine with the Moana 2, but yeah, this backstory is concerning.
Yeah.
And Lin-Manuel Miranda's not returning for the music.
yeah.
So it will just probably have a different flavor. Depends on how much they were trying to emulate that with the show.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like a cheap, we want to put this in a theater move to me, but
Yeah. Disney Plus is not making them money.
yeah.
What does make them millions, hundreds of millions of
Kids
dollars?
movies, dude.
Kids movies
Yeah.
in theaters. So
Our generation's used to this. It's okay. We got so many
silly that
of
we
these.
didn't. Oh yeah, no. It does kind of harken back to the age of The Lion King 2.5,
Beauty and the Beast 2, Aladdin 2,
where it's like
Lady and the Tramp 2.
here's a
It's like,
straight to VHS thing
Disney's
that's
back.
not with
back to form. Crappy sequels that we love.
Yeah.
late 90s Disney.
I won't say crappy. Underrated sequels that we love.
So,
Yeah. I'll be excited.
Lion King 2 rips.
not bad. It's not bad.
It's good. I'll just straight up say it. It's really good.
I haven't seen it in so long.
I-
Dude,
it's been a
movie
while.
night Lion King 2. Bring the kids. I won't be there.
I could just
we all just show up at Luke's apartment. He's gone.
yeah. We'll
But the door's
bring
unlocked.
the
And
children
we
with
go
us.
in. We pop some popcorn in the microwave.
I'll just go into my room. I got a TV in there. I can do something.
Set Bryn on the couch with a thing of raisins. She'll just be like, "Yeah, this is great."
Get out.
What's next, Luke?
I have this written down wrong, so I'm gonna read it as is. A Quiet Lace.
A Quiet
Day one.
Lace.
This is a strange parody being made. No, A Quiet Place. Day One. It's the prequel to the A Quiet Place movies, starring
Lupita.
Lupita. Couldn't remember. And Jimon Hansu. It's,
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
everywhere. Dudes and everything.
Dude, she's dead. I've seen A Quiet Place too.
Yeah. Dude, I I'm excited for this.
Looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
It looks way more like an action movie, based on how the trailer's cut.
Yeah.
I think that's okay. The Quiet Place 2 kind of leaned into that as well.
Yeah.
Providing us a little more information about the creatures and the world outside of the... Like, it wasn't obviously a low-budget movie anymore.
Yeah. I do love this kind of working backwards thing they're doing. It's just a little different.
Yeah.
Like, kind of peeling back the mystery in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like that. I kind of dig that approach. I don't know if that approach was intentional, but it's happening organically, and I think that's why it works.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying that a lot.
Michael Sarnowski. Sarnowski. Oh, he directed Pig, or did something with Pig.
Yeah, he
directed
Pig. Yep. And I don't remember what his next project is, but I think it's also pretty big.
It's not on here.
Oh, okay.
Just as a Quiet Place Day 1.
I saw something
It's
somewhere,
huge!
but who knows?
Good
Anyways.
for him, man. That's
Yes,
awesome.
thumbs up.
Yeah,
Thumbs
thumbs
up.
up.
The next one I got is Deadpool. I have Deadpool 3. It's not what it's called. Deadpool and Wolverine.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Listen, shout out to all the people that are really excited for this. I'm happy for you. Not that I'm not excited for it, but Brett can even attest to this. I hadn't watched the trailer till I sat down in this room tonight. Yesterday was all about Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
And, I worked
Priorities.
today. So,
Priorities.
but I watched it and I was just like, okay.
Yeah, you just kind of... what was the next one? And I had a very similar reaction when I watched it to it's like, oh, okay, I get what they're doing. I see how they're
Your
tying
prediction looks good.
tying in TV. Yeah, no, it makes me feel very good about my prediction. And I'm sure they had a ton of fun making this movie.
Oh, for sure.
And so, that's kind of cool in and of itself. I hope it translates well to something on the screen.
Yeah, I think the only thing that kind of shocked me by this is that the TVA was involved.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh yeah, he's kind of a part of everything now.
It honestly felt really weird to see all the MCU characters.
Yeah.
When it showed electrified Thor on the screen, I was like, okay, this is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Part of me wishes
It's going to take some getting used to.
it was just him just being like, I got bought out and I'm mad. I'm just going to go kill people. Can I even say that on Twitch? That felt really weird saying that. It's a movie. Yeah. But no, it's kind of like TVA is like, hey, welcome, you're special. And he's like, okay, I'll do this for you. And I don't know. It just...
Yeah, I think there's
from a story point,
at the same time, it does appear that he's evading or trying to he may not be buddy with the TVA. I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
he's always got his own plan.
Yeah,
so,
for sure.
He's gonna rescue Loki in that thing that I didn't watch. Does he need rescuing?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be at the theater for this one.
Oh yeah,
day one. I'm excited to see it. Yeah.
As much as I hate some of the meta-ness of the Deadpool franchise, there have been, out of both films, some really great moments, and I appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah.
I just think it's sometimes a little too full of itself, but
it's hilarious.
And
I mean, it fits the character.
It does.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
It's hilarious seeing the 20th Century Fox logo just as a set piece.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to what that all is.
Yeah.
Also, go ahead.
I mean, for us three, I know we all have Ryan Reynolds fatigue, so
yeah,
that's part of it too. I'm excited for Hugh Jackman to be back, though.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see him in the actual costume. I know it's online already, but it'll look much cleaner.
It'll look
good
better
when it's touched up. Yeah. And then did you guys see the that Radcliffe is apparently involved now too?
No.
In this movie. Yeah. So I think they're doing a Krasinski, Reed Richards scenario because Radcliffe is kind of everybody's Wolverine. Not everybody, but the internet loves Radcliffe for Wolverine. I'm wondering if they're gonna do that. And then Deadpool will just kill him. Or something.
But can Wolverine die?
Maybe that one can. Who knows?
We all know how
Or maybe
well
he's the MCU Wolverine.
The Krasinski Reed Richards thing went.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know there's some people who love it, but
Ugh.
JT,
Terrible.
I'm excited for you that you're so excited for this movie.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I mean,
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
I think it'll be funny. I think it'll have good action.
yeah, like the little gun reload scene was cool.
Yeah.
Like that they show in the trailer. I was like, this is fun. I like this. It looks better than it has in the past. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'd like to see more.
Deadpool's one of those characters who even in the first one, as hard as they tried, I've never really bought into Wade's story. And part of it is because Ryan Reynolds he's such a smart ass, right? And so like I can only take that kind of personality so seriously. And so even when they're doing like my wife is dying of cancer and all of that, for whatever reason, I just have never really been able to buy into it. And so I don't know I'll go and have a good time and that'll be fine. And I'll give it a 2.5 stars and everyone will hate me. It's fine.
Whoa, you pre-rating this?
No, it's just my
Wow, what a guy.
just my prediction. It's my prediction.
Yeah, I think for me, like Deadpool's one of those characters. I don't really need a trailer. Like I'll go and I know I'll laugh and have fun.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But the trailer's just fine.
Cool.
Next one I got is Wicked, Part 1.
Oh, does it say part
Wicked.
1 on the trailer?
It doesn't,
But
but
they've been pretty.
I have to make sure I vocalize that, so when it pops up Wicked Part 1 in the theater,
Brett
you don't
doesn't
go,
get mad.
huh? What? Why are they doing that? Why is it Part 1? They never did that in the marketing. That was my impersonation.
He's
of you.
right, you know.
Hey, what else are they kind of hiding in this marketing?
It's this is a musical, right? Dude, this trailer cracked me up because I was watching. I was like, I mean, there's some song in there, but this is definitely not being marketed as much of a musical as this will be. Kind of
I
what
don't
we've seen.
think this one needs to be as much. This is one of the most famous musicals.
Yeah, no, then that's like they don't need to market it, but like, it's funny because it's on the heels of that trend.
Yeah.
Where like Wonka and was it The Color Purple,
Mean Girls.
Mean Girls, like.
Ugh!
Like all these musicals that weren't marketed that way, and
Yeah.
so it's just funny that this is keeping that trend alive. I'm intrigued. I'm interested.
Yeah.
I've not seen Wicked, so I have no
I'm
baggage.
not familiar with the Wicked story either, so I would say that it looks for me it's a thumbs up.
Yeah,
in terms
I think
of
it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool. Looks. I enjoy Wizard of Oz stories, or like Wizard of Oz adjacent stories. So
I was telling Brett, like I just like it looks more. Is it, maybe overdone's the word than I thought it would be. Like it looks very like production big. Like it looks huge. And I just did not expect this to be that big.
Yep,
It looks huge.
Yep. I mean, it's like embracing the craziness of Oz.
Yeah.
Like you're living in a magical land, and so they can do really cool stuff. I am very excited for this. I didn't need a trailer for this. I'm still a little apprehensive about Ariana Grande, but
I thought she looked good in it.
she looked good.
Yeah.
She's a good singer. It was a casting I wasn't expecting, and I'll until the movie comes out, I'll probably never get over that hump.
yeah.
Because I just don't know her as an actress.
I try to remind myself that she was an actress first because I often forget that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
I think Cynthia Erivo is going to be fantastic.
she
as
looks
Elphaba.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
She looks so good. Like the makeup looks great.
It looks
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it looks so good.
Wicked is my favorite stage musical. I love it. I went and saw it, I think, in high school when it came to Wichita, and I was just blown away. It was so awesome. So I'm very, 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 very excited. I don't know. It might just be biased straight up. 'Cause I just don't even really care what they showed me. I was excited no matter what.
Yeah, like I'm really excited for Wicked just because I've never seen it.
Yeah.
So like I've heard nothing but good things. Like I told Dana yesterday, like on the way home from church, I was like, yeah, like we're gonna get a Wicked trailer tonight. And she like got emotional. Like it like hit her like a ton of bricks. She's like, "Oh my gosh, that's tonight." And I was like, "Yeah." She was like you could tell she was just so choked up by it. She loves Wicked as well. And watching the trailer with her, like I was like, "Dana, the Wicked trailer," and she comes running back into the room and kind of seeing her react to it. I was like, "Oh man, like this is gonna be."
Dude, I got goosebumps during the trailer. The music is so good. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm gonna be there day one for this one, baby.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And it's who's directing it? Is it John Chu? And he
did In the Heights.
He did In the Heights. That's what I thought. Yeah. So he's got my attention.
Yeah.
No matter what.
For
sure.
Next one I've got is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
This looks awesome. Looking forward to it.
What a glorious day.
Super awesome.
I only have one complaint about the trailer. It's the humans' makeup. It looks too clean for the scenario.
Like it looks too much like makeup.
Yeah. I mean, she's a very pretty woman.
But it looks like
it looks like she's wearing like current day makeup.
Needs to be
dirtier.
dirtier.
She is.
Yeah.
Needs to be covered in mud.
She's in a film.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well, yeah, I know, but like
the light to bounce right off.
Good makeup doesn't make it look like that in movies.
Gotcha. It needs to be slightly better makeup so that she looks dirty.
Yes.
Just cover her.
So she looks like she's in the same scene that I'm watching.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like they've just taken her off of, a runway and said, "You're in this movie now." Like
they should have.
We'll give you a dirty tank top and say that's good enough.
Full on Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator cover in mud so the apes can't see her through heat vision.
Dude, I really appreciated this trailer did finally kind of set up the world of, or like the journey of the protagonist in feeling like
we shouldn't be hunting humans.
We shouldn't be hunting humans. There's things that our leaders have not told us, and
can't wait for the post-credit scene when the spacecraft lands back on Earth.
Oh, for sure, 100% that's gonna happen in this.
And it's gonna be a young CGI Charlton Heston.
Like, look how. Like, she's got a little bit of dirt around here. Like, look how clean the makeup is through the middle of her face. I just think it looks...
I don't know.
I think it looks really...
I think she has very piercing eyes.
She does.
And so I'm just looking at her. Dude, her eyes are awesome. Actually, go back. Very nice eyes. Who is that?
I don't know.
Shout out to you.
Like, it looks good there.
Maybe it was a pickup. It's a pickup shot they didn't have.
I mean, it's not like breaking the movie for me. It's just like one of those things.
Garbage. The makeup.
Yeah, but it was big enough for you to mention it. So
I don't know. I don't notice it really.
It's not gonna stop me from watching the movie. So
cool.
But this could be bad. But it looks fun.
It looks awesome.
But this director is doing.
Listen, if this movie's bad,
Zelda, right?
The protests for Zelda are gonna skyrocket. Because nobody wants
Luke
that
is
garbage.
concerned.
What we've seen so far looks cool.
Yeah, agreed.
Next, one of the most anticipated movies of the year for me, Twisters.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm super excited for this. That being said, this looks terrible. Like, right off the bat, you watched this one I hadn't watched this yet. And you were watching with me, and we were 10 seconds in, and I paused it, and I said, this is not going to be good. Because the first thing they show in the trailer is it's a giant, I'm guessing, F4 tornado. So winds are going to be blowing probably like 150 miles an hour or something, and they go to an underpass. And she's holding on, and then all debris is flying around her, and none of it's hitting her. It's like, she's dead. She's dead. She's just going to hold on right there, and all these rocks are just going to hit her in the face, and her eyes are open.
Right, is that all of that debris would flow
into there.
Yeah. And what they didn't get right is that you would absolutely get sucked out.
Oh, hey, maybe she gets just wrecked in the movie, and they don't show that in the trailer.
Maybe.
And, like, I know, like,
they're faking us out.
That's a complaint I have in the first one, too, is they keep going to underpasses. And it's like, it was a kind of a known thing at that time, but like at least it was the 90s. Like now it's 2024. We know. Or maybe it's still in the 90s. I don't know. Was there
No, they release they release drones into a tornado. It's definitely not the 90s.
Oh. Maybe it's
That's what I'm assuming creates the twins.
They send it in and it just splits them up.
It's like
they blow a bomb and it.
What was that movie with Gerard Butler?
Geostorm?
Geostorm.
Never watched it.
Yeah, I never watched that one.
They control the weather.
Where they like control the weather. So it's like I think they're trying to,
dissipate
the tornado, but it actually makes it stronger.
Dude, I remember when this was filming, JT drove through there and like sent me pictures of the set because they were filming this down in Oklahoma. He's like, dude, look, it's all the trucks. It's so cool. It's like, that's awesome.
But yeah, there's gonna be so many things in this that are just gonna annoy me, and I can't wait.
Yeah, it looks.
I hope it's bad enough.
It's gonna be fun
that I enjoy it, or I hope it's good enough that I enjoy it.
Yeah,
like
I kind of forgot Glenn Powell is in this.
Yeah,
like, America's new sweetheart.
I was gonna say he's just kind of popping up everywhere at this point.
Good for him, getting work.
Yeah, great, awesome.
Next one I have is Shogun.
Thumbs up. I am so excited for this freaking show.
This looks awesome.
Rotten Tomatoes scores at 100%. Let's go. This
Hyped.
thing is building.
Yeah, it looks intense and it looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
This is for me. This is like it's giving me in a different kind of way because it's obviously live action, but it's like I think this is gonna be a nice follow-up to last year's Blue Eye Samurai.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, this is like an R-rated samurai story.
Mm-hmm. Now I really need to play Tsushima again.
It's been fun, dude.
I might steal that back from you if you're not going to play it. Because you have my copy. I'm pretty sure.
Do I have your copy?
Yeah.
Okay. You can have it back. So.
Unless you give it back and it's just been sitting
No, I have a copy.
On your PlayStation.
I honestly just thought I bought a copy of it. No, I bought a copy of Death Stranding. That's what it was.
Great game.
I can just play Death Stranding.
There you go.
Great game.
But yeah, you can have it back if you have that itch.
Whoa,
I won't hold it hostage.
Sorry for hitting my mic.
Every week.
Every week, got to do it at least once.
Yeah.
The next one I have, I actually didn't watch because I care so little about it, and that's If.
Oh, I think however you felt about the first trailer, you'll feel the same way. I don't think it'll change anything.
Yeah.
This might be one I watch with Dana, but if she doesn't have an interest, I won't watch it.
This is one that is probably going to be the age range for Claire. So like we'll go see it as a family, and we'll probably have a great time.
What if it turns out it's rated R? And...
Oh boy.
They're marketing very poorly.
How are we not all going to go see it? If it's rated R, you're going to go see it with me.
No, I'm not.
I will go see it with you if it's rated R.
You, Tyler.
Yeah. What's next?
The Fall Guy.
Thumbs up.
Yeah,
I'm very excited for this movie.
The more I see of this movie, the more excited I get.
But
yeah.
What?
No.
Oh.
No,
I was just. It's not what I was expecting.
Definitely sounded like butts were coming.
I think after the first trailer, I was like, "Yeah, all right, like that. This could be fun." I don't have a lot of faith in it, but the more I see of it, the more faith I have in it. So,
dude, they had me at Emily Blunt. I know. Creature of habit, but and then they just doubled down when they have comedic Ryan Gosling.
Yeah,
because the dude is the most. Honestly, before Barbie, I feel like I can't say it anymore. He's the most underrated comedic actor in the business.
Yeah.
But now everybody knows about him, so I can't say that anymore.
Now he's nominated for an Oscar.
He's pretty funny.
Dude, he's going to perform at the Oscars, and it's going to be epic.
Heck yes.
I cannot wait.
I am here for it.
That's all the trailers I have. Does anybody have any others that I just didn't write down or see?
You cover all of the ones I had. Tyler?
I don't think there was any that I...
Is there any video game trailers?
I mean...
I don't remember seeing any.
I only half pay attention to the commercials now that the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl a lot. So
I mean, overall, the commercials were kind of whatever this year anyways.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like the importance of them has slowed down quite a bit.
For sure. They've gotten too expensive.
Mm-hmm. They've gotten too self-aware.
That's also true.
There was a lot of aliens, though. We texted about that. Yeah.
We were messaging about that.
I was
little
like,
too many alien.
this feels like what are we doing here?
Are we?
And I'm reading a book about contacting extraterrestrials right now, and I'm like, dude, this is kind of weird. I'm not comfortable with this.
The truth is out there.
Somewhere.
I liked the Christopher Walken commercial.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was good.
I don't think if there's any others that really stood out to me.
I liked the Aubrey Plaza Mountain Dew one.
I liked the Michael Cera one.
Oh,
Sarah
dude, that one was good. Let my cream hydrate you. Seriously, one of the best lines ever.
But yeah, didn't pay attention too much, especially in the second half. I guess the second half, the commercials don't care anymore.
They get, yeah.
I guess the Temu song is the new Apple plugin that used to be the singing plugin.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Now Temu is gonna be the new shop like a billionaire.
Boy, I did not expect to see 13 Temu ads.
Dude, the game ended in the first commercial break. They played that, and I was like, "Oh, San Francisco is crying right now." It's like, "Oh, listen to that commercial." Shop like a billionaire.
It's rough. That's rough. All right, cool. Well, let's talk about a couple things. First off, I went and saw Argylle this last week. Not one that
The real Agent Argylle?
I know who the real Agent Argylle is.
So do I.
He told me, because I don't care.
It was in the original announcement for the film.
It was?
Yeah.
I think you told me that.
Yeah.
So, like, in the original press release?
When they announced the movie, like when Vaughn announced what it was, he revealed who Argylle was.
What a weird decision.
gosh.
Although, here's my quick little review. I gave this. I'll give my fanboy rating here in a little bit, or recommendation. But like on Letterboxd, I gave it 2 stars.
Nice.
I actually enjoyed it probably more than that because I went in with super low expectations. I knew where this was at on Rotten Tomatoes, so it was like, this is gonna just suck. It doesn't suck. It's not particularly good. Sam Rockwell's good. He's fun.
As expected.
Yeah. I enjoy Bryce Dallas Howard. I think she's good for the most part. There's some weird chemistry stuff in the third act that I don't think works as well. But like up until the third act, it's kind of fun. It's kind of a fun little romp. And then they do
Romping.
They do a about the halfway point. They have a twist about every 15 minutes.
So twisty.
So,
I did like that movie, but I'd say that all the time. Sorry.
It's a good line.
Every espionage trope you can think of is in this film.
Nice.
Every single one.
That seems on brand for the director.
I guess so. And it's also weird because, this is Matthew Vaughn, who did Kingsman, and Kingsman was obviously, at least the first 2. I can't honestly remember if the Kingsman really, was it rated R?
Yeah.
I think it was. But like some of that fun action-y things is accompanied by some pretty graphic violence, but in a weird way, I think that works. And in this one, it's a very much like, this is a PG-rated movie. PG-13. They drop an F-bomb, so it has to be PG-13.
Yeah,
but like,
you get one.
there is like no blood, very little, So like, someone just gets shot right on camera with a shotgun, and it's just like they just blow back. And like, it just feels weird because it has Vaughn's sensibilities when it comes to violence, except for the feeling of like it doesn't land the impact for whatever reason. There's also like 2 set piece actiony scenes in the third act that I don't think work. Both to kind of the like upbeat music.
The Vaughn thing.
I
right.
don't want to work.
Yeah.
Do they use that song? Just wanna bang on the drum all day.
No.
That would have been an epic guess.
I don't think either of them work. I don't know why.
Because he's not killing folks.
I guess. Well, one of them is definitely the scenario. Just is not. I'm not asking it to be believable, but like they go a long way to try and make you believe that something could be, like this could exist in the real world, and then they throw out the rules. But it's fine.
What are rules?
Baroque asks, why did they cast John Cena and only give him 10 words?
Because you can put him in a trailer.
Yeah, because they can put him in a trailer. That ultimately is probably it. There's a offhanded joke made about that because of... I can't get into too many spoilers, but...
I don't think anybody cares.
Probably not. Like,
just go full spoilers. I'm not going to watch it.
Cena is a representation of another character. Like, in the real life, right? So she's
real
writing,
Agent Arg? No.
She's writing about Agent Argylle, and there's a real Agent Argylle, and then John Cena's character is another character in her book, but is, represented based off of someone else who is a very different body type, right? And that's the joke. It's like, oh, why did you write me like that? Is because you envision me that way, type of a thing. So,
it sounds awesome.
The cat's kind of dumb.
Well, yeah.
It's a very obvious CGI cat that plays little to no point in the movie other than to make it way more expensive because you have to put a CGI cat in every scene.
And every trailer. And every poster. Front center.
I don't know. I think this movie had a lot going for it, and it got bogged down in itself.
I remember when this got announced, like, I was excited. And then, like, the first trailer came out, I was like...
Ooh.
Instant don't care for me.
Yeah, they do some fun things with, with some quick cuts. So here's a something that's pretty non-spoilery, but like there's the train fight scene.
Mm-hmm.
So when that's happening, Ellie Conway, who is Bryce Dallas Howard's character, is like having like almost like PTSD flashes where Sam Rockwell's character is doing all of this fighting, and as she blinks, she starts seeing like it blinks, and then when her eyes open up, it's Henry Cavill's, like, because he's Argylle, right? Like, Henry Cavill is Argylle, her character, and there's this guy who's doing all the spy stuff, and so it's kind of fun. They play with that a little bit, but only really in the first act, and then they mix it up a little bit, and I don't think it works any better, unfortunately, later on. But yeah, so this is a straight to streaming for me.
Nice. Made by a streamer.
By a streamer. If you enjoy Vaughn, or Sam or Bryce, you may get a little bit of enjoyment. You may not feel like this was a waste of time.
What if I haven't enjoyed Vaughn recently?
Probably not. It's not one I would recommend to you, Luke.
Because I haven't enjoyed anything by him since Kingsman. I didn't even watch The Kingsman.
Yeah.
I've not watched it either, actually.
I think I rated that fairly. I think I like that.
I watched Kingsman 2, and I was just like, what is this? Felt so... like... It's like he had to lean into his own mannerisms too much. And...
Yeah. So... Yep, straight to streaming, but unfortunately didn't really work for me. I still had a great date night with my wife, so it was
that's always a bonus.
Always fun to go out and get popcorn and.
Did you get a Dune popcorn bucket?
Watch it? No, I don't think they're on sale yet here in Wichita. So
is that available at Regal?
I don't know.
Or is it just AMC?
Guess we're going to AMC.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. But Tyler, you've been playing a new game. I don't know if you're ready to give it a full review, but can you give us some impressions of Helldivers?
Yeah. I could give it a rating tonight if you would like me to.
Absolutely, if you're ready to do it.
No, I don't want you to.
I took a half day on Friday to go home and play this game.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
my boss, I put my time in. I said, yeah, I'm going to take a half day. I'm going to go home and play this new video game. He said, sounds great. Like, cool. No, so I've been playing Helldivers 2. As a disclaimer, I did not play Helldivers 1. So none of my opinions are based on a love for a previous game in the series or anything like that.
So you're telling me I should just throw your opinions of this game out the window?
Probably so.
Okay.
So, Helldivers, if you don't know what it is, basically it's the movie Starship Troopers in the form of a video game.
Great
Not
game.
the Starship Troopers video game. This is a third-person game in that, like, with a lot of that same energy. It's very over the top. The first comment in our chat right now is from Deadfist. It says, "Yep, I'm here," and then in all caps it says, "For democracy!" And like that's the energy this game has all the time. It's so funny. Like you'll be, like I got blasted by a grenade, probably that JT threw at a bug, and like my legs got blown off, and my dude was like, "Sweet liberty, my legs!" Like it's just so silly and goofy, and it's so fun to play. Like my first pro, I wrote so much fun in all caps. Like this is one of the most fun games I've played in a long time. It has a different kind of hook on me than most third-person shooters. Like a lot of third-person shooters are cover-based. They're story-driven. This is like, hey, we're going to drop you on this planet. You're going to go to war, and good luck, right? Like,
get ready to say some one-liners.
Yeah, right. Get ready for some one-liners. Yuri Lowenthal is one of the voices in the game, which is hilarious. He does a great job. But no, so there's like the way I would describe your character in this game, you are just a grunt soldier. You are no like super soldier. There's nothing special about you. So like if you get hit by something, it's gonna kill you. You're not, you're not Master Chief. You're not anything special. You're just a dude. Just a dude that they unfroze and were like, hey, go fight bad guys. So that's kind of the energy this game brings, right? Is like you're expendable. Be expendable. It's one of the most, I'm going to steal Greg Miller at Kind of Funny's way to describe this game. It's delightfully complicated. This game is more complex than you would expect it to be. There's these things called stratagems where you have to hold L1 and then it pulls up a list and you have to basically enter like a Mortal Kombat fatality combo on your D-pad to call in things.
Nice.
It's really cool. Anytime you're on a planet, you have a main mission. There are side missions around the planet that you can stumble across. And like a lot of them are like, interact with this terminal, do this thing. But when you do those things, it's not, hey, go here, clear this out, do that. It's, hey, enter this code. Okay, now there's this mini game on this terminal that you have to do while these bugs are attacking you and your friends have to defend you. And like it just gets really chaotic and complex and every situation feels fresh. Seriously, so much fun just going through and doing all the little things. There, you have a ship. You can name your ship. My ship is called the Paragon of Patriotism.
Dude, the ship names you can choose in this are awesome.
Yeah, there was somebody who had Champion of Light.
Oh, love
Dude,
it.
I haven't played it. I don't have PS online, so I can't play it, which is a huge bummer because I think it looks awesome.
It's so fun.
I've just been watching people play it on Twitch.
Yeah.
And it's a blast to just watch.
Yeah.
Because the shenanigans that people come up with are just hilarious. And then you've got this jabroni just yelling out, freedom! And gotta go squash the bugs! And just all these...
How about a nice cup of liberty?
like, just saying the most ridiculous thing. And it's just... It's so endlessly entertaining to just watch.
The energy for the game is just fun. Like the game doesn't take itself serious, and you shouldn't either. Like, and that's what makes it so great. And the community is great for it. Yeah, man, it's a blast. If ever you get a chance to play it, you definitely should. If you come over and you want to try it out, you're more than welcome. It's just awesome, and it's so much more fun with friends. I played a lot with Dead Fist and a couple others over the weekend, and we were just laughing and carrying on, and it just kind of reminds you of those old days of playing games. A couple more pros here I do want to touch on, though. Gunplay feels really good. They are like TAC shooter fans, so if you reload your clip too soon, you lose those bullets.
That ammo,
and, those kind of things. But the system works really well. If you run out of ammo, you call in a resupply. And what's really cool about calling in the stratagems, your ship just hangs out above the planet. So all of your stratagems are coming from your ship.
Mm-hmm.
It's really, really cool. I love it. The co-op system and gameplay just feels good. It runs well. I've not had any real like chugging happening. I've had some server disconnects. It's the first weekend. I usually get like 1 or 2 a night when I play.
Servers are a little overloaded.
Yeah, they're, I was saying before, like their peak players on the first game was like 6,000. On this, they're over 100,000 at this point. Like it's just chaos. But one thing I want to hit on is this is Sony's real like first dive into the games as a service. I think this is incidentally their first game in it. And I just kind of want to hit on the microtransactions. And I actually put them in there as a pro.
Oh.
Yeah, so they have what are called war bonds, and then they have the premium war bond, which is what you get if you bought the Super Citizen Edition, or you can buy it for $10, which then gives you the Super Citizen Edition upgrade anyways. So really you're just paying, or the $20, I mean, for the, the Super Citizen Edition upgrade.
Gotcha.
Any Hoosers. They give you a free war bond. It was called Helldivers Mobilize. It's like 8 pages. And it's kind of the Fortnite style battle pass. You get medals. You use those medals to buy things. Those things make you better. This is a PvE only game. So there is not a true pay to win concept, right? If I buy something from the premium war bond and I'm playing with you, if I die, you can pick up my premium war bond weapon and use it.
Yeah.
So you just die on purpose.
Yes. you could. If you want your friend to have it. I will say the guns don't feel that much stronger, if at all. They just have maybe a little perk.
But they look cooler, right?
They do look cooler, yeah.
And you know what they say? Look good.
Play good.
Play good. That's right, baby.
But what I was going to say is Helldivers Mobilized, the free war bond, is like 8 pages. The Steeled Veterans, which is the premium war bond, is like 3. They were like, hey, we're going to give you way more free stuff than we will give you premium stuff, which is really cool. And they've come out and since said, like, you have to earn the right to monetize your game. That is their mindset for how they're handling microtransactions. I think they've done a good job.
You can earn the currency, too.
The currency is super earnable in the game. So I've not bought any currency from the premium war bond. I've only gotten currency from my free war bond and playing the game. I have 500 super credits already.
Is that a lot? Sorry, I don't know.
It's $10 is 1,000. I mean, just like every game ever. I'm halfway to being able to buy a battle pass.
Okay, dang,
like
yeah.
it's super earnable,
weekend.
and you find them in the world. Like you go to these little blink. They literally like broadcast it to you. They're like, hey, there's a blinking beacon over there. Go interact with it. You'll either find super credits, a medal, or something else, right? Like, or requisition points, which you use to upgrade your ship, or your stratagems. Sorry, and like, it's awesome. But I want the other thing on the microtransactions I wanted to bring up is they do have like a super store where they sell like armor sets for 2 days. It's like it's like 2 armor sets every 2 days basically, and it's comparable to a skin, right? Like what does a skin cost in games these days? Like what is a skin in Destiny? Like a cosmetic suit or whatever.
If it's one they just make, 15. If it's one of the licensed ones, 20.
Okay, so these are like $3. These are $3.
Oh dang!
And you don't have to buy them, like, but you're gonna get enough credits to buy them for free anyways. So it's like their games as a service, their microtransaction style is not aggressive at all.
Yeah.
I will say,
and I think it's important.
microtransactions are always a slippery slope because they even say you have to earn the right.
Yeah.
Once they do,
they could up it. Yeah, for sure.
Like that's what Destiny became. Started out with none.
Yeah.
Then they're like, hey, we're on silver.
I remember when they did the Eververse store for the first time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Dado made the video and he's like, hey, like, oh, we're okay with it. Now it's one of the biggest problems.
Yeah.
Is that it's like we're focused more on
buying skins,
making cool, expensive armors than content that we can just play and earn.
Yeah. I think the difference here and the reason I'm a little more hopeful is this is not a big studio. This is a small team. Yeah. They are not. This game will not have the staying power of a Destiny, right? Like this.
Right.
This is getting its moment in the sun.
Have they said what their plans are for like seasons or future anythings?
Not really.
Or
no.
like any roadmaps.
No roadmaps yet. I think right now their focus has just been making their game work because they're having an influx. JT brings up a good point, and it is a good counter to what I'm saying. The microtransactions are cheap, all that good stuff, but the looks for the armors have not been like that cool. Now, the Super Citizen armors are awesome, which I think that and the pre-order armors are great, but the ones in the store haven't been the coolest looking things in the world. But again, like for me, like I think of you're just a normal soldier. Like
Right.
I don't
Just a
expect it to
dude.
be anything crazy.
Yeah.
Just a dude fighting for freedom.
What I would be very curious to see is because this is a Sony game, will we get some Sony crossovers or
Yep.
like some Aloy armor or something? Like I think
Yep.
that'd be really neat, and that'll be a little more expensive, I'm sure.
There's new Sony or licensed armor in Destiny like
Yeah.
every 3 months.
Yeah, and I hope they do some stuff like that. Like I think it'd be really neat. Give me a gun that's akin to Ratchet and Clank or something. Like I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
But all in all, man, I'm having a blast. My only con for the game, I just don't have as much time as I'd like to play it.
Yeah.
I think it's so good. It runs well. You do have the option to play in first person some. If you're aiming down sights, you can click in and aim through your sights. I don't like the first person, but somebody probably does.
Third to first can be jarring.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
little weird. But no, like there's just so many opportunities for fun moments. And I think if you ever get a chance to play it, you should. And preferably with friends, because I think you'll have plenty of laughs. You really enjoy it. For me, giving it a rating today, I'd rate it as a booyah. I think it's awesome. I've had so much fun. And like I said, when I'm not playing it, I'm looking at the subreddit and laughing at people's clips. I was showing you guys a clip
Yeah.
before the show. Somebody calling in a nuke, and it just lands right next to him. Yeah. JT, thank you. Another good thing is the in and out with friends, like jumping in, jumping out, cross-platform with PC. All of it works so well. If I get kicked, I just go. It puts me on my ship. I pull up my friends list, click on JT's name, join game, drops me right back in.
Oh, nice.
And I'm right back on the same mission, doing the same things. I can go pick up my body, all my stuff, go get the things I had, and just keep on moving. And it's awesome. It's so well done. It feels like a game that they want you to be playing it as much as possible, but not in the sense of like they're gonna FOMO you to death. It feels like they're like, hey, no, we want you to go shoot stuff, like go kill bugs. We
yeah.
gotta protect Super Earth.
Yeah.
Like that's the goal, right? And yeah, man, it's awesome. I can't say enough good things about it. I'm very happy that my risky pre-order paid off. So I was getting a little nervous down the stretch.
You're making me want to
It's so fun.
pick it up and buy
It's so fun.
PlayStation Online.
I'll never get PlayStation Online. Sorry, PlayStation. One service is enough. They didn't do any reviews beforehand.
They did
It's
not.
like, why not?
Yeah,
You were onto something great.
I
People are loving it.
wonder though if this is something that would
I think they were a little worried about being content light.
content light, a game that's a little buggy, and
Not buggy. Servers are buggy.
servers are buggy. But like
Overloaded.
if let's say there are server problems during review, those kinds of things, it might be one of those things where you just have way more fun playing it with friends, and reviewers aren't going to be doing it that
Correct.
way.
So you're
I
telling
can
me
kind of-
Suicide Squad shouldn't have had reviews at all.
I'm just saying I can understand a studio's hesitation and being like throwing it out there for that kind of review, critics, I guess, right? Like,
Can you imagine Sony though being like, "Oh my gosh, guys, this game sucks. We're not gonna give it for reviews. We're not sure about it." And then it releases and everybody's loving it. I'm just like,
what?
what game did they play?
Yeah.
John Sony's in his office like, what?
Yeah.
This game's trash.
Failing upwards, baby.
I don't understand what the people want.
Yeah. No.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's a good inverse way to look at it. Maybe they were just confident. They didn't feel like they needed reviews. I know they got some previews out in the last few days beforehand. Like they got it in people's hands.
Yeah.
For like
Or
little
maybe it's a
3-hour
classic-
sessions.
Maybe they're afraid of spoilers. Didn't want to ruin all those one-liners.
Yeah, I don't know. It is a game better played with friends.
Yeah.
You can play it solo. There is matchmaking. All that stuff exists. But No, man, it's a blast.
Good.
If you do decide to pull the trigger, you let me know.
I will.
Well,
you know.
Now, you follow the orders of Super Earth and spread managed democracy.
Of course.
Like a good soldier.
Yes, sir.
There's so many funny jokes. If I can quickly pull up the text, I'll read it to you. But JT had texted me saying we need to go shoot some robots this weekend. And I kind of was just messing with him. JT and I have been texting like in character while we play. And yeah, he said, okay, we need to fight some robots. And I was like, man, they're scary. He goes, I know, but we need to spread democracy, bro. I said, what does Super Earth headquarters want us to do? He's like, I wish I knew. I just live for freedom. I said, well, what are the orders? He's like, I don't know. I'm trying to remember. And he said, send me back to the freedom camps because I don't remember my purpose.
Oh, my gosh.
And I said, I'll contact the ministry and have you retaught or whatever. And then we kind of were going back and forth. I got back on later, and I read the order. And so I texted him, and I said, Super Earth Command has requested we decommission 400 automatons. Time to work, soldier. JT's playing Final Fantasy 7. He texts me back. He's like, I'm suiting up. I'm just in the middle of a cutscene right now. Like, it's so goofy, and you kind of find yourself doing it, too.
Yeah.
Because it's contagious. Like,
nice.
Nothing's more fun than holding down an LMG, shooting 150 rounds while your dude's like, ha ha ha, like screaming at the top of his lungs. It's awesome, man. I hope more people get a chance to play it.
Sweet. Awesome. Love it. All right. Let's move over to some news real quick.
Chill.
News.
Do it.
I've only got one thing on my list. I'm sure there's more that I missed. You guys will cover. But I just wanted to point out an article that went live today over at IGN, written by, I want to make sure I get.
Did they give something another 7?
This is good
authors.
vibes, right?
No.
I'm gonna bring the energy down.
This is
Rebecca
bad.
Valentine.
She did the Destiny, the Bungie article.
Oh.
That spells disaster for this story.
So yeah, this is an article about layoffs in the gaming industry.
I'm really sorry. I just need my mic. Now it's gonna be loud.
It's quite a long article. I'm not gonna read really any of it. I encourage you guys to go over. A lot of time. I rag on IGN a lot for some of their clickbaity, poor research articles, but
On the day's work, just gotta.
There
get
are
clicks.
times when they put out some really good content, and this is one of those.
This is good.
This is really good. So, but yeah, let's see. There's about 10,000 video game workers in 2023 that lost their jobs due to layoffs. Already in 2020, or 2024, we're at. Oh gosh, I'm doing it now. We talked about how 2020 and 2024 are the same.
Yeah.
I just said 2020. In 2024, we're already about 6,000.
Yeah.
Layoffs.
It's ridiculous.
The article is really good. It goes into some of the reasons why ultimately kind of lands at a point where, for a while, a lot of companies blamed COVID.
Yep.
But the data is starting to show we're far enough away from COVID. The data is starting to show that there is more going on there. Between things like, excuse me, I'm gonna have to cough.
You'll get there. I believe in you.
Corporate greed, as one thing, to kind of the
Classic
tech mantra of move fast and break things. I apologize. To also just having to artificially scale to appear like you're competing, right? So if X, Y, and Z company goes and hires a bunch of things, new roles for positions, then maybe you don't need to as a company, but you feel like you have to try and retain employees or, keep your stock market price up. There's also things like big investor groups getting into the area, the world of gaming,
like
and having deals go through. All of a sudden, that $30 million isn't coming through because some deal somewhere. So, really good article. I think at the end of the day, there's some studios that do a really good job of trying to retain employees as long as they can. They give some examples of, maybe what Epic and some companies tried to do to prevent layoffs. Then there's and responsibility, right? Like, where does that land? Some companies have been better than others, but ultimately it's still a very tumultuous time in the games industry, and for an industry that requires so much upfront capital, it's also a time where not a lot of people are wanting to take bets and take risks.
Yeah.
So, be interesting to see what the next couple of years hold. If this is just kind of one of those, if you think of, ups and downs, or how far down are we on this? Are we at the bottom? Or are we only halfway? Just don't know.
Might find out on Thursday.
We might. Xbox has a business update. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit last
on a
week.
podcast. I don't know. The whole thing is just weird to me.
It is. Well, you want to talk a little bit more about that? We can kind of move into that story.
This past week, there was just so many rumors about the future of Xbox. Everything's going to PlayStation. No more Xboxes being made. They've given up. They're quitting. It's Game Pass and really nothing. It's Game Pass and games.
They're going to become a publisher.
Yeah.
They're the new Sega.
And there's just so many things being flung around eventually. I think, did we talk about it last week? Phil Spencer's tweet? I can't remember when it all went down.
He basically.
But he was like, "All right, we're gonna have a business meeting next week, and the truth will be revealed," or whatever. It was a lot less cryptic. It was a lot more,
yeah. He was like, we've been working
more
on
PR friendly.
He was like, we've been working on a business update for next week. Like, apparently it was in discussion. Which, like, you hear that and you're kind of skeptical, right? But I think there was some news that came out today that makes me less skeptical because of some of the rumors. And that is that there is a Nintendo Direct now rumored to be scheduled for the same day.
Nintendo buying Xbox.
And the big rumor is that Hi-Fi Rush going to Switch is pretty much a done deal. I think
that's going to be the only...
So there was another report that came out this week that Starfield is not going to PlayStation. So, like, the rumors are just running rampant. Yeah. Like, at this point, like, nobody knows. There was an internal memo, an internal meeting that happened with Phil and the Xbox team, and he recommitted to them to, like, hey, we are not getting out of the hardware business. We will make consoles. Your jobs are safe. We're not moving on from this. Like, Xbox is not giving up on hardware. Like, I cannot reiterate that enough.
Yeah.
And that has been kind of communicated out from an Xbox internal. I don't know, which teams or whatever, but yeah, I mean, this is a weird way to do it, the podcast thing.
Official Xbox podcast.
Which is, I mean, it's a show. It's just they're basically replacing all the hosts with the big people for this episode.
Is it video podcast?
I'm sure.
Okay.
I mean, it's on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So,
I guess I should just read.
So I was listening to Paris Lilly kind of talk about this.
Yeah.
And he's very plugged in to Xbox. He's a good voice for them. Adjacent, kind of. And he was kind of talking about, it's smart for them to do this in a podcast format because they would just have to go on podcasts and explain all of this anyways. So why not just do it on your own? And I was like, that's a good point. Because even last year, like, Phil made those big announcements and then had to go on a bunch of Xbox shows and explain everything. And he's like, yeah, we're just going to do our own.
Oh, that was hilarious.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm very curious to see what this business update is. Ultimately, what I think it will be is like, hey, we are going to put some games on other consoles, but, you'll get it on Xbox first for 6 months or a year, and then it'll go to PlayStation.
And it'll be on Game Pass.
And it'll be on Game Pass, yeah. And then, like, that will incentivize you to own Xbox hardware. Like that, I think that's what it'll be.
It's February 15th at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
Hear from Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond, and Matt Booty as they share updates on the Xbox business from the Xbox Twitter account.
Yep. So, I'm curious. Excited to see it.
Yeah, very curious as well.
I love the theory, like maybe they're just trying to smoke out the rat. Like they've given a bunch of leaks and seeing which ones hit the market, so they know who to get rid of or whatever.
Dude, I would love that.
So it's happened before. Nintendo did it. Star Fox Grand Prix. They told somebody, they showed them a title, and someone leaked it, and they knew who it was, and they fired them.
Get wrecked.
So like you kind
fired.
of curious to see if that would be hilarious if they come out and they're like, yeah, none of that's true. There's some internal
Dale and
things.
accounting, you're fired.
Yeah.
You're a leaker.
But no, man, I'm very curious to see what they do. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting. You got any other news stories?
I've got a couple.
Baby, Helldivers. I got a handful as well.
You mentioned Epic, and I can kind of segue that into a partnership that came with kind of a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
But Disney partnered with Epic for, let's see, where am I?
Disney
bookmarks?
is investing $1.5 billion
Chump change
into the
small fries
metaverse that, what is it, a combined...
essentially into Fortnite, let's be honest. Here's a Bob Iger quote. When I saw Gen Z and Gen Alpha and Millennials, the amount of time they are spending in terms of total media screen time on video games, it was stunning. Equal to what they spend on TV and movies. The conclusion I reached, we have to be there. Well, Bob, you used to have 2 video game studios that you closed. So, you kind of only hurt yourself. It's kind of your fault. You canceled a game that everybody was excited for. Disney shut down LucasArts, canceled Star Wars 1313 and a Star Wars First Assault. Jason Schreier. April 3rd, that's my birthday, 2013. Dang, that happened on my birthday.
Oh, man.
I'll never forget it now.
I'll never forgive you now. I'm going to blame you.
Okay, I don't care. I'll pass it along when I eventually meet Bob.
Okay, sounds good.
You and your boy Bob?
No, he's not my boy.
Yeah, I think ultimately this is one of those things where I think it's a industry that Bob Iger really does not... probably many people at Disney really don't understand, right? Like, they are in the parks, entertainment, and...
they're going to build their parks in Fortnite.
Video, right? Like, film and TV business.
We're your Apple Vision Pro and ride this roller coaster.
But yeah, I ultimately, with the changing of the consumer, right? Like who is the new consumer, right? Who is our audience? You have to make those maybe tough decisions that you maybe 10 years ago thought wasn't the right thing, and you can come back to it and spend a lot of money to. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's probably not going to be anything I'm excited about, but I'm also not into Fortnite.
It's just going to be more Lucas and Disney characters in Fortnite.
I do think I'm looking like Universal announced essentially a new park.
Dude, it looks
like a week
it looks
ago.
Cool.
It looks awesome, but I think that's what they're kind of going to be capturing. I don't think it's going to be
Tilted Towers at Disney World.
I think Fortnite, right, as the platform, not necessarily because we're talking about like when was it during the Game Awards when they announced Fortnite is the platform now.
Yeah.
So they have these different games within Fortnite.
They've got Fortnite,
but
Rock
it's
Band,
not in
Fortnite
not in the Battle Royale, right? Like so I think there will be kind of a similar. I don't know if it's in Fortnite or if it's just the Disney version of that Epic help builds and manages and whatnot. But this idea of one place to go, if you love our IP, here, come do stuff here with it.
Well, I'm saying if a Cinderella kills me in Fortnite, I'm going to be pissed. That would require me to play
What if
Fortnite,
it's me?
though.
I'm gonna do the gritty on you and my glass slippers.
With Cinderella, yeah. Right? That'd be awesome. I actually wouldn't be mad at that. I'd probably be really happy.
It's Cinderella doing the gritty.
Oh.
Now every time you watch a Disney movie, you can be like, it's the guy from Fortnite.
I think that's what I text you guys.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yep.
What's next?
I didn't write all of it down, so hopefully somebody remembers. Disney also just announced a bunch of stuff.
Moana 2, Percy Jackson for Season 2, Mandalorian and Grogu in 2026?
Yeah, that sounds
6.
What a terrible title.
Yeah, awful.
Change the title.
Yeah, a bunch of stuff like that.
Yeah, it was all pretty it was, for the most part, pretty minor things. But this was not a D23, we're going to announce the biggest stuff. Mostly, yeah, your series are going to get renewed. And here's new Toy Story, Frozen 3.
Oh, Toy Story and Frozen, yeah, that's right.
We're
2026 as well.
Coming as well, so. Yeah.
Chia.
Basically, it was a day to double down on franchise.
Yeah.
It's all Disney knows now.
It is. It is.
Bob, how do we make money? Toy Story 6. Frozen 8. Star Wars 18. Put in Grogu. Alright, I'll switch off of that. We're getting a new Oscars category, and it's the one that nobody really wants, but we'll still take. I think it's a good category. It's just not the one everybody's been begging for. Best casting category coming to the Oscars in 2026. Casting directors get no credit whatsoever.
They get no love, and they deserve some love.
So I like that.
I just don't.
I don't like it as an Oscars category.
I struggle to like.
Because
how do you determine it's a casting director, not a director?
Because how does someone like Viggo Mortensen for Aragorn and Lord of the Rings could not? The casting director would get, now maybe they could give credit for all this other stuff, right? But there's enough of this drop in, drop out at the last minute kind of thing that I don't understand how it's a category for it's got to be for the whole film. So you're telling me I don't know.
To me, this kind of feels like the best ensemble award.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, they put together a great cast of actors. They were all great. And it's like something like Ocean's 11 wasn't going to win a best acting award because it's the group.
But why not call it that? Best ensemble cast.
Well, it's best casting. I don't know.
Yeah.
I might be totally getting wrong. This is how I assumed it was
then
that's how when I saw it. That was what my assumption would be.
I guess maybe I need to see more of the criteria, but yeah, my initial thought was like, that's dumb. You've kind of sold me a little bit on it, Luke, and I hadn't really thought about it as an ensemble cast thing.
I just want people that don't get credit to get credit for what they do.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that.
The part that I don't like about it is that I feel like this is where like superhero movies are going to be thrown into now. Like Man of Steel, great cast. All those movies have great casts, but it's also like a lot of times they're not great. It's a payday. It's like, are we going to do that? Are we just going to put them in there because they're like, wow, they got so many big names because this movie cost $300 million.
Yeah.
So I'd be worried about that.
Yeah, the problem is like the criteria won't come out till next year. So,
dude, don't even release the criteria.
Oh my gosh!
Just put us on edge. Iron Claw casting.
Yeah.
Great cast.
Yeah.
I just think
if it is in fact
but
ensemble.
Again, is it
like I feel
the
like
act of the award for casting or is it for the performance? Those are two different
That's
things.
what I was saying. Like, do you credit that
because
to...
then if it's
what are you crediting it to? Yeah. Like, the criteria has got to be pretty clear.
I'm getting hung up on this more and more.
Well, you'll find out in 2025.
I guess so.
Dang, they cast Godzilla in that Kong movie. They cast all the Looney Tunes in Acme. Oh wait, that movie
won't come out.
Yeah.
Before we talk about that, it's true. The one they won't make is the stunts category.
Yeah.
You know, the only category where anybody's putting their life on the line to make something really cool.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, just do your job. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's so annoying at this point.
Incredibly. So incredibly annoying.
You know what the criteria for that is? Good stunts. Done. Easy. Not confusing at all.
No. Agreed.
Oh, wow. Keanu Reeves fell down that stairs for like 5 minutes in that movie.
And he didn't die, so, you know.
Dude, I saw a thing. It was like, what was the moment in a movie where you're like, oh, they're really doing this? And it was like, when we watched Keanu fight for 20 minutes to get to the top of the stairs only to get kicked right back down.
Dude, so awesome. Oh, I love that movie. But yeah, give us a stunts category.
That'd be great.
Yes, please.
For 2027.
7. 8.
Acme versus Coyote.
Yep. They're going to shelve it. They wanted $75 to $80 million for the movie, and Zaslav has not seen it.
So I think it was just yesterday or maybe 2 days ago it came out that, okay, maybe they are still trying to sell it. This news story's all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm hearing 1,000 different things.
Well,
I need somebody to just throw the money at it. Just pay them what they want.
Reported, yeah, because we
Just
don't know.
do it.
We don't know what, because it was Netflix and someone else had both. I think there were two places. Apple maybe had thrown their hat in the ring. Is like, hey, we're interested. Well, they made an offer. It probably wasn't $75 million.
Yeah.
Which is why Warner Brothers just said no. Too bad, so sad. But they didn't counteroffer either, right? So like I maybe as a point of principle, it would stand on the other side of the line of Luke and say, no, you don't negotiate with assholes, right? Like if Warner Brothers isn't going to counteroffer, like, don't pay them that 75. But at the same time, I do think the movie, I think it's crappy that they're getting a tax break for it, and it's gonna get. I'm with whoever said if you shelve a movie and it gets written off as a tax break, it becomes public domain.
That is such a great rule.
Would be fantastic. Someone in Congress, make this happen. It'll never get happen.
Yeah, do it, because it's a prediction of mine. I kind of had, when we were texting about this, and we were all just angry texting each other, because we're all so fed up with this situation, my first suggestion was, I think A24 should buy it. They said they want IP, and guess what? One of the oldest original IPs is on the table for you, and this movie's going to make money just on the fact that movie fans hate that this is being possibly thrown in the dumpster and burned.
Yeah.
Like, people like us will go see it just despite WB. That being said, it's also apparently really good. A kid's movie, and it's Bugs Bunny.
Yeah.
If you don't think this movie is going to make your money back, I think you're a clown. It will sell so well. Who doesn't love watching Bugs Bunny just dodge Elmer Fudd for like 5 minutes? And plus, like, just the way I hear the people that have seen this movie talk about it, it sounds so good. But have you heard the reasons why they think WB's shelving it?
Oh, no.
Like, it's a court movie about, like, corrupt creative business. Like, it's WB essentially on court.
Yeah.
And I think Zaslav probably heard about it and was like, oh, we don't want to put this out. Can it?
That's awesome.
This movie cost $35 million to make, apparently. I can't believe they're willing to just, like, throw away money. Like, it's mind-blowing to me. I called
We
it.
live in a different
When
world.
we were texting, I called it.
We are not the
I
1%.
called it first grade math. It's like 100, which is the lowest I would say this would make, is more than 70, which is what you're buying it for. You don't even need marketing. This movie's marketing itself.
Yeah, all the marketing's happening by.
I mean,
the stupidity.
even if
Put out one trailer. We bought this movie. It's the movie they didn't want you to see.
even if you put in what a typical film would for marketing, which is 50% of its budget, right? So let's say you're probably not gonna put, if you buy it for 75, you're probably not gonna put 30, but you may put, I mean, it was made for 35. You think of it that way, $15 million to $20 million in budget. Yeah. That ups your total price to just under 100. And I think you're right, Luke. I think this movie would very easily make 100.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we're simplifying it a bunch to make numbers easier.
Yeah. But I also think I think it's dumb that Warner is asking for 75 for it.
My follow-up question is, if you're trying to start a cinematic universe again, but you're the company that burns movies, why
would anyone?
Why would a creative want to come work for you?
No.
Actors, honestly,
I
bet they'd be like, okay, well, they're gonna pay me to make it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
but like a writer or director that's wanting to do their own thing, because even Gunn has been like, this isn't going to be a normal cinematic universe. We're going to let creatives tell their stories.
Yeah,
it's just in a cinematic universe.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
How do you sign a director to Supergirl if it's like,
your movie may not?
You might burn movies I want to make.
Yeah.
So
I think the difference, and ultimately I could be proven wrong here, I think the difference is that if you're making a DC movie, you have James Gunn in your corner.
Yeah. I would also...
James Gunn should just buy it, smack a DC logo on it, boom, Looney Tunes, DC.
Get the... What is it?
Coyote vs.
Captain
Acme.
Carrot?
Yeah. Just put Superman in it for 1 second.
Yeah, do the
Boom.
Captain Carrot stuff. Get the DC Bugs Bunny movie.
Yeah.
Here's where I think the difference will lie too. And a lot of creatives will learn from this, that when you're negotiating your contract to make a film, if they're not going to release it, negotiate into your contract that you get the film. You can shop it. You can, or something. They will find ways to negotiate this into their deal. Yes. If you write my film off, you have to give me X percentage of the tax break. Like, they have to do things to prevent this from happening. Otherwise, creatives are just going to continue to get walked all over top of. They have to do something.
Yeah.
I'm also really curious just to hear, because we don't hear everything, the creatives in Hollywood, like the big names, like, how does Tom Cruise respond to this? How does Steven Spielberg feel about this? How does
Have
no one
they
feel
all
about
had
this?
meetings with Zaslav?
Like, Tom Cruise just signed that deal with WB.
Yeah.
But it's like, did he go into his office and is he just like, why are you doing this? Okay,
Scorsese and Spielberg and someone else literally had like a 3-person meeting with
panel
Zaslav
meeting with him, yeah,
because of crap like this.
Yeah. It started with Batgirl, now it's this. Like, what's next?
We thought Batgirl was like, because it was Batgirl and there was one other, right? Last year. I feel like there were two that kind of, one may not have been as done, but it was always like, hey, this is a one-off thing. And I think we were all a little like,
are you sure about that?
Are we sure about that? And like, clearly, no. Clearly, it's not just a one-off thing, and that should terrify people. And again, like you said in our text, Tyler, I don't know how this isn't just Zaslav tanking the company for some reason.
To get acquired.
I don't...
He's just pushing...
Scoob sequel.
Oh, that's
right.
Yeah, I think they're just pushing this... I think he's just pushing WB into an acquisition, is what he's doing.
I just don't know why.
Why not? For him, he gets a huge payout and gets to go home.
Maybe not if he's
again,
in jail.
I don't understand money when it comes to numbers that big.
Yeah.
Surely he could just walk away now and be financially stable for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we've gotten pretty clear-cut examples over the last 2 years, just in video games, that there's never enough money you can have as you're watching all of your employees get
Walked out.
fired.
Yeah. True.
I'm not going to call them layoffs because it sounds too nice. Fired.
Yeah, fired.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. You're not wrong.
What else you got? I got a handful as well. So
I know this one is super personal to Brett. David Leitch isn't directing Jurassic whatever.
To the Jurassic World 4? Yeah, Jurassic World 4. Whatever the next Jurassic World movie is. I'm throwing my hat in the ring.
they didn't.
He
last.
lasted 5 days.
Yeah.
I have no experience. Let's see what happens.
They'll just burn the movie and get a tax write-off.
This is Universal we're talking about.
Trends are contagious.
It's a big enough property.
A DC movie got
And an
shelved.
Acme film.
Yeah,
Acme's,
DC and the Looney
Acme
Tunes.
is not that
And
big.
Scooby Doo.
And Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo is...
Did you just say Acme like it's not the thing that was originally WB's
Yeah, I'm saying
brand?
right now, in 2024, it's not a franchise like DC or Marvel or Transformers
Dude,
or
we just had Space Jam.
Fast and Furious.
That had LeBron in it.
And Don Cheadle.
How'd that do?
Great.
Great.
Okay. I can't remember. I hated that movie.
It came out during COVID, so it's like kind of some bloodline.
We can say great, and you can't argue with it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It could have been. We'll never know because they're gonna shelve it.
Truth.
Could have made $1 billion. Mario made $1 billion.
You got anything else?
We got Prey 2 was announced.
Yeah.
And also another separate Predator
movie.
movie called Badlands.
Yeah. Dope.
Wait,
Love
they're
this.
making a Prey 2?
Prey 2 was also announced.
I didn't see that one. I saw the Badlands one.
Yeah.
Because
Mm-hmm.
Trachtenberg... Is
So
Trachtenberg doing both?
he's
No.
Only End of the Badlands or whatever? Or the Badlands movie?
I think he's producing Prey 2.
Yeah.
And he's directing the
He's
Badlands.
directing Badlands.
Sick. Love it.
I just love the tweets where people were like, somebody finally figured out that the coolest thing you can do is just put a Predator anytime, any
Yeah.
place, and it's cool.
Can't believe that was the... Yeah.
But is Badlands going to take place at the same time? And eventually we're going to have Amber Midthunder meet up with Cowboy in the Badlands. They're going to team up and fight Alien.
Didn't they say Badlands is like near future?
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's
near future?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ooh,
Yeah.
near future. So 2027?
9. You got to think it's going to take a couple years before it comes out. So push 2 years on your...
2025.
2038.
2050.
I'm going to stick with 2029. I'm not gonna change my
2049.
answer.
It's a side movie to Blade Runner.
Love it.
Gosling stars.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't hate it.
Cool.
Cool.
The Predator actually just takes off his helmet and it's Ryan Gosling.
It's Ken.
It's Ken.
I'm just Predator.
Tyler, what do you got?
I got a couple here. State of play for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was last week. It looks awesome. I'm very excited to play this game. It is huge. Amy Pascal,
Huh?
she was in the news this week talking about the live action Miles Morales movie. And she said that they have 2 more animated Miles movies to make before they will be making a live action Miles movie. It's going to be a while.
Will be.
So
It's interesting.
Spider-Man 4, Spider-Maning the Spider-Verse.
yeah. So
Did she say,
Spider-Versing the Spider-Man.
are they like just trying to avoid overlap of live action properties?
that's what it sounded like.
And
I think
video
they
games,
wanted
too.
Yeah, I think they wanted to get the animated stuff done before they
Okay.
moved into that. They wanted to
Okay.
wrap up that story first.
Which I'm okay with. Because
Yeah, I
having
don't
a
hate
video
that.
game of them,
Yeah.
animated show of them, or animated movie of them, and a live action would be...
It's a lot.
Not that, like, I hate it, but a lot of times when you do too much at once, people will get really tired of it really quick.
Sure.
Yep. And this is a big one. The Funimation Crunchyroll situation.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
see this?
Yeah.
So Funimation was rolled into Crunchyroll this past week. People's digital libraries for Funimation are no longer accessible. They do not have those shows, films that they had purchased through Funimation anymore.
But the future is digital, Tyler.
The future is digital. That's what they tell me.
We don't need physical copies of anything.
Hey,
Crunchyroll.
do the right thing.
Yeah.
Do the right thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Part of me wonders, if there's some. This is a conversation I think with Xbox that will be brought up this week too. Like, what happens to your digital library when something goes away, right? And like, there has to be some sort of integration between those two services that can allow that to exist within Crunchyroll. And my guess is they'll get it sorted out at some point, but
right after they announced Gears of War on PlayStation.
But it doesn't look great optics wise.
No,
so
it's awful optics wise.
JT says saw it officially emerges April 2nd. So let's hope that everybody gets their things and everything works great.
Yep.
Indeed.
That's all I got.
Cool. What'd you guys do this week?
I played a crap ton of Helldivers.
Let's go. I'll go. I did a lot of kind of little things, but I really enjoyed all of them. True Detective episode 5, the penultimate. Mm-hmm. Did you watch it yet?
I haven't. Caught,
it was released on Friday because of the Super Bowl. Man, that show took a turn I honestly wasn't expecting.
Oh.
And I don't know if I should have or not.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited. The next week is the last episode.
Okay.
So
6-episode season.
Yep.
All right.
I'm very keen to see how this thing ends.
Yeah.
I think it's been a great season. Unless the ending blows. What's going to happen? Shows do it all the time. But I think this is the second best season of True Detective. Obviously after the first, which is...
First one's going to be hard to beat no matter what.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Masters of the Air episode 4, much improved.
Good. I've heard that the most recent episode had some really good aerial combat.
Good aerial combat, but also some characters are on the ground now just because of their situation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, I think, the most interesting part. But yeah, much improved over the first 3. I finished House of the Dragon, so I'm caught up.
Oh yeah, what'd you think of the second half of that season?
I thought it was good. They kind of just... There was never a moment in the show where I was like, oh, what's going to happen?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I thought it was extremely predictable. Not that that's a really bad thing, but, especially in the last episode, they're like, we'll deliver the message. And I'm like, dead.
Yeah.
You can't make it more obvious. As in, season 1 of Game of Thrones, where it's just like, oh... There's just like, oh yeah.
And it's still,
it's also extremely similar.
Yeah.
Where it's a kid making a bad decision, which is going to kick everything off.
Yeah.
Which I think is super funny. But, yeah, good stuff. I still stand by that unless Rhaenyra is on screen and, their side of the story. Just so much more interesting than the High Towers and...
Yeah.
Do not care about them.
Yeah.
But it's good.
And I'm excited for season 2. What'd you think of the king's makeup there before he...
Oh, his nasty little eye.
Oh my gosh. I just love that.
He's gross looking.
He is. Because there's the banquet scene, and then... I guess before... Maybe is he super old when Matt Smith takes someone's face in half? He's not... Yeah, I feel like he is... Maybe not that old.
He's old. He's decrepit at that point, but he's not
he's not the
walking
one day away from death kind of thing. Yeah.
I think that show could benefit, and I think it will, from just not taking place over so much time.
Yeah.
I think that's a really big hindrance of the first season. It's First episode, 2 years later, second episode, 3 years later, third episode, 4 years later, 10 years later, 2 years later, 5 years later. It's just like, we are covering so much ground right now.
Yeah.
And for setup of just a second season.
Yeah. Season 2 should be much more
I think
linear.
Where the show ends could have been a good mid-season point. And the first 5 episodes could have been 1 episode. Just condense it into a flashback episode of some kind.
Yeah.
I watched all the Mad Max movies. That was awesome. Fury Road rips. And then the majority of my week was strangely playing Jedi Survivor.
Oh.
I really needed some Star Wars. I was like, oh, I got a Star Wars game right here. And so I'm in New Game Plus. I'm playing on the second hardest difficulty. I think.
Boy.
I'm on Jedi Master. Maybe it's the middle one.
Are you ripping, folks?
No. I'm doing all right. But I get pounded every once in a while. That game is so awesome, dude. All the talk of like Hogwarts Legacy being snubbed. And I'm sitting over here like, I don't think any of those people played this game. Better combat, better story.
It got nommed for something, didn't it?
Action, adventure.
Yeah.
But, man, such an awesome game. It's also just nice to play New Game Plus. It's like, oh, I don't gotta look around for all the nonsense stuff and currencies and don't have to do the side quests because I've done them. I only need like 1 skill point and I think I have every single thing unlocked. It's awesome. I can just focus on combat and not dying. Not good at it. But
you can do it.
But I can do it.
But you can do it. Cool.
Nice.
Did I... Man, this just shows you how old I'm getting. Because I can't remember things. Did I talk about Percy Jackson Season 1 last week?
No. You watched it?
So Stephanie and I we kind of been watching it over the course of January. So yeah, we finished the first season of Percy Jackson. Does not surprise me it's getting a second season.
I've heard it's good.
It is good. It is a show that is made for its target audience.
Yeah.
I don't know if I will watch the second season because it feels like a show that's made for middle schoolers. That's fine because that's what it is. It just feels really expensive for a show that's made for middle schoolers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I think the acting's pretty good. Again, they're all kids.
Yeah.
And so you like there's a level of like they all still kind of feel like kid actors.
No, they casted kids. That
Right. But I think you give like a little bit like with early Harry Potter.
Yeah.
You give them a break because this is it's not the first thing any of them have done. But they're
it's their
definitely
first
not
real
trained.
thing, yeah.
Yeah. They're professionals in that they've done some things on a fairly big stage, but they're not professionals in that they've spent 15 years honing the craft. Right?
Yeah.
Because they're kids. I think for me it comes down to personally it's probably a straight to streaming.
Wow. I wasn't expecting it to be that low. It sounded like you really enjoyed it.
Well, I just told you I don't think I'm going to watch the second season.
That's true.
But again, like I think it's not made for me.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It's not so offensively for kids that I'm like, ugh. I get, it's more of just like it's fine, and it exists where it exists on a streamer because that's where it needs to exist.
And we were just old enough that we missed that.
Yeah.
Like
it's not a book series that I read.
Like my brother likes it.
Yeah.
And he's about 8 years younger than us.
Yeah.
So it's like, he watched it and he's like, man, this is awesome. Like,
yeah.
I remember reading this.
If
like,
you
I
have
loved
that
it.
connection to it, I can absolutely see you enjoying it more.
Yeah.
When the Aragon show comes out, though.
Yeah, and if it's made for kids, I'll probably enjoy it, even though if it is made for kids, right? Like, not
what if they age it up to like Game of Thrones?
Oh my gosh, that would be wrong, but maybe also a little awesome.
dragon just ripped him in half. Oh my gosh.
You know, I think I was going in and expecting it to feel like a Star Wars coming of age. This is someone who's figuring out what it means to be transition from childhood to adulthood. And it's just not what
It's like
this
childhood
is.
to prepubescent.
Yeah. I mean, season 1 is all about, here's a loner who doesn't know who he is and what does it mean to be a demigod and all of a sudden have friends. That's what it is. And that's middle school, right? Like that's, I'm going to start finding my people because I actually have interests now. And, outside of, I think what I see with my kid right now is that she's friends with everyone because at second grade, you just get along with everyone.
Right.
For the most part.
That was like, that sounds so exhausting.
No, for sure. And so it's that next step to, okay, I'm really developing my own friends, and that's what the series is. And I think it does a good job of that. So,
does a good job of it. Hated it. Straight to streaming. No.
Straight to streaming. No, I gave
it's doo-doo
I gave
butter.
Argylle straight to streaming, and I said I enjoyed that, despite that it's kind of bad. So.
I don't know. You just sound like a hater, man.
I am a hater.
You just sound old.
The other thing I watched
He is old.
was the first 2 episodes of the 2nd season of Halo. Halo the series.
How is it?
Much better than season 1.
It's a low bar.
It's a low bar, but like I said, much better than season 1.
Good.
They do still, it really does. The first episode feels like a completely new thing.
Have you seen Master Chief's butt yet?
No Master Chief butt.
No Master Cheeks?
No Master Cheeks
Well,
yet.
as a dumpster fire.
They do still, at the end of the first episode and into the second episode, they kind of rope back to some of those characters from season 1 that, honestly, I kind of had oh yeah.
Covenant Lady?
Covenant Lady's in there, but it may be more like, is he hallucinating her kind of a thing.
Oh, is she dead?
She dies in the first one.
Ooh, there's a twist. She's actually alive. She's actually there. Ooh, Covenant Lady's gonna take over Cortana, it turns out. She's actually Cortana.
She's Cortana.
That way we can say
They've
that
also...
Cortana and Master Cheeks have banged.
No.
They can, connect
clap
over
those
that.
cheeks.
No, well, all right. No, let's not do that.
I can't take that show seriously. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. And I don't necessarily expect my review of the first 2 episodes to swing you. What I'm here to say is I think if you weren't a fan of the first season, season 2 might be worth checking out.
Oh. For the small price of Paramount Plus.
And maybe not. If you're...
Hey, I get
If
10%.
you're not into it, you're not into it. I get it. I enjoy... There are shows I enjoy. Only Murders in the Building. I really enjoyed the first 2 seasons of that. Guess what? I haven't seen season 3.
Great season.
I believe it, but I also have a ton of stuff on my watch list, and I don't have Hulu right now, and so, but I'm probably going to get Hulu again for Shogun. And,
oh, yeah, baby.
I guess I'm really not trying to sell you guys on it. I'm trying to educate inform our listeners that
now I want you to sell me on it.
If you're a fan of Halo,
sell me this pin.
Oh my gosh, the movement and animation in it is so
I'm
much
back,
more
baby.
realistic.
Let's watch it. No.
My one qualm is that for some reason it felt like there's a scene where some Marines are firing battle rifles, but it sounds like they're just full auto assault rifles. The battle rifle has a very iconic 3-burst sound.
Modded controller, obviously. Freaking cheaters.
Can't
stand it.
Yeah.
They get owned by an elite. It's fine.
Oh, that makes sense.
Those cheaters. Get the band.
I get 10% off Paramount Plus now.
Oh.
Because I joined AARP.
Cool.
I know, it's a really random thing. You save $20 per phone line on your phone bill.
Oh.
And it's $12 to join. That's worth it.
Is this an ad?
No.
Now you're trying to sell me on AARP.
Yeah. Well, you're getting old, so I'm trying to help you out.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, yeah. If I can't feel that 3-burst shot in my dual sense, then I don't want it.
Yeah.
Okay, JT, I see what you did there.
Well,
I see what you did there.
It could happen.
It's coming Thursday. It's hot dropping. Halo Infinite, aka the worst Halo
On PlayStation.
on PlayStation.
Wow.
Halo Infinite, aka the worst Halo. IMO.
Debatable, but okay.
IMO. I only played only could play for like 2 hours, and I was like, nope.
Yeah, it's fair.
Maybe I should try again. Should I try again?
Do it together. Let's play some co-op.
This co-op works?
Yeah.
Just not
couch co-op.
Not couch co-op, that's right. Okay.
Or
Online
what
co-op.
about this? I got a way better suggestion, I think. Why don't we just play Halo 1?
Always down for Halo 1.
Kind of sounds fun.
Kind of does.
You know what I actually really want to play? I really want to play Cursed Halo. Have you ever watched the Cursed Halo gameplay?
Isn't that the one where your gun is like something, it shoots like random things?
Yeah. Like it might be a water gun. You might throw blocks of TNT. I think the grenades are a D20, and it's like whatever it rolls. You gotta look up the gameplay.
I'll have to look that up. That's
so
fun. That
funny.
sounds fun. That sounds entertaining. Oh my goodness.
It's only PC though. So
Oh darn. Okay, well that's all I did this week. Next week we'll be back with something. So
Madam Web, baby.
Madam Web releases this week. Oh boy.
I'm counting on that under 10%, baby.
Hey, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun no matter what.
Don't let me, dude.
It may be awful, but it will be fun.
The ads I have to watch for that, like before a YouTube video, and it's just Sydney Sweeney or Dakota Johnson talking,
Oh yeah. It's not.
and there's no music.
Do we know what the runtime is for this movie?
Hopefully over 3 hours.
Is it like?
Ooh,
I feel like it's gonna be like 82 minutes.
It's probably
It's
2 hours and 8 minutes.
1 hour 57. That's too long.
That's too long for them to not be showing more of the movie in trailers.
157.
1 hour and
57 minutes.
You said I thought you said 157. I was
No.
like, that's almost 3 hours long.
No. That would be. I wouldn't go see it.
I almost got real nervous.
2
Not
hours,
worth
I can
it.
survive.
JT just wants to watch it for the dumpster fire.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
I think so.
Hey, what if it's awesome?
I think so. Well,
Dude, you never know.
We'll know next week. We'll know next week if it's awesome.
Last time you said
we'll know
that-
Wednesday when the reviews come out.
Last time you said that, you're like, "What if it's awesome?" It was Rebel Moon.
Yeah, and it was horrible. See, for this, it's the opposite of trying to lower your expectations. For this, you have to raise them up really high so you could just get that utter collapse into a cliff where it just feels like you jumped off and smacked the ground and it just hurts. As opposed to being like, what if it sucks? And it's just like, oh wow, I feel like I'm flying. This is amazing. Just
Smack. All right, cool. Well, hey, thank you all for hanging out with us live on Twitch or listening via the podcast or watching on YouTube. We'll be back next week, like we said, to talk about Madam Web. And until then, we'll see ya.
Go Chiefs! Super Bowl